howdy. It's Framily night. Pretty and Pooch. And we're on the scene. How'd y'all like that intro? Figured I'd play it just to get us in there. Got to start things off right. Get the cold snack going. And Pretty, what's going on over here?
I don't know. Seeing what's going on.
We're getting her lined out and ready to get after it. Let's see, Pretty just popped in here. She's sitting right here, but she just popped in to get y'all's comments, all and everything. Okie dokie. We're going to roll up to the top. See, we got Elaine. Welcome, ma'am. Vineyard Farmhouse. Welcome, sir. Piggy's Piddles. Howdy, brother. Kickapoo Crafty. Good evening, ma'am. And there's no judgment here. Tish Ross. Pretty. Let's see. Rick. How was that one, babe? How'd you say that one? I don't want to butcher it all up.
It's Rick's Giovannucci.
Rick Giovannucci. Welcome in, sir. And there's Tamara Brown. Let's see what else we got here.
Susie Jacobson
and
Missouri
Outlaw.
Rebel at Heart. Petite
Jean River Homestead. Gary Team. Cash. Australia. Boy, we got them all in the house tonight. But I hope you folks have been having yourselves a good week so far.
Backroad Freedom.
Hey, Justin, Backroads Freedom. It's hump day. Woo! I don't know if me and baby, we've been working like it's hump day every day, it seems like, huh? Baby ran right up until the last minute today, but baby went and got her a massage first, so that's a good thing. Had to take some of that stress off.
Yeah, I needed to stay there about 4 hours.
Yeah, I bet. if I'd have gone, I'd have probably said, "I don't stop. I'm going to pay for an extra hour or so." But I'm sure that was refreshing for you.
It was. I actually have a headache from it.
Really? The heck?
No, she said I had some knots, and she said that's just abuse right there. Is what she called the knots that were in my shoulders and
abuse.
Mm-hmm. She said you need to come back and let me get some of that abuse out.
Whoa. Probably just from...
She said the knots were huge.
Yeah.
Now I have a headache.
Probably just a lot of stress over the years and however long and built up. And I mean...
Hi, Treasure Hunter.
Hey, Treasure Hunter. But I know that massage probably felt real good.
Yeah, felt good.
But we have been busy right here as well, too, because Pretty got us lined up in another event coming up, which is this Saturday, and it's a Chamber of Commerce Christmas event.
It is called the Power of Heels Christmas. It's a Christmas shopping event, and thanks, Brian. Brian, you're always very nice. Thank you so much. And I just got out of my massage, so maybe I should get a massage more often because my hair looks terrible, but. So yeah, we have a lot to do between now and Friday, which is just a couple of days. I mean, now it's Saturday, which is a couple of days. So, anyway,
got to turn that air down a little bit. To me, it's warm, but yeah, we do have a lot to do by this weekend. And as y'all probably saw, I put together a wire rack shelf for us to have as a display. We just needed a little. Well, we get to take a table and all.
Hi, Rita's Roost.
Howdy, ma'am. We get to take a table and all, but it seems as every time we go, we learn a little more, and we learn that we need a little more, and we learn it, and we need to display it a little different. So we needed that rack, and it'll really come in handy, and it's only going to make us think, well, what else do we need?
Yeah, and then someone might walk up and say, "Nice rack."
Somebody already told me nice rack on the video.
Oh,
I think it was Kickapoo that said nice rack, and I was like, thanks for noticing my rack. Yep. And Kickapoo, this thing did come in handy, and I rather like it. Only thing is, like you said, and it's for folks that don't know, this is a pen. It's for weeding. And Kickapoo made these. She had mentioned them to me a while back, and I said, yes,
Hi,
ma'am.
MT Homestead.
Hey, MT Terry. But she had
Hi,
mentioned them.
Terry.
She had mentioned it to me and said, try that. You might like that a little bit better at weeding, because I hate weeding. And I mean, not that I hate it. It's just meticulous, some of it, compared to using one of these. But she said, try a pen. And she was kind and sweet enough to send us a couple. And it's actually like a pencil with a pen in it, which does make it a little bit easier, because I was fumbling around trying to peel. What was I trying to peel one day? Stickers or, oh, I was trying to peel those shipping labels when I was shipping out all those packages from Last Chance Cook-Off. And I was having a heck of a time. But she goes, you need a pen. But she sent me one. I used it last night, and it really works out great. And she told me, don't take it apart. You'll have heck putting it back together. Well, I ain't taking it apart yet, but I done pushed that pen out, because I thought it was a pen at first, and I was just pushing it, and it's a mechanical pencil converted. I kind of got that pen out a little too far, and I don't know how I might get it back in, or if it will go in, because I did notice the other one kind of retracted back in on its own. But
which was the one that I used the right way.
Yeah, well, I had to push it out a little more too.
Yeah,
as I was working, because you know me, when I'm working, I'm trying to embed and push clean through the vinyl instead of just picking
but
at
thank
it.
you for sending those.
Yeah, thank you,
They're
ma'am. We really
amazing.
appreciate it, and I'm definitely either gonna make my own next time or have to buy one and see how that one works. But definitely work for sure.
Nice little shout out.
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome.
And I do hope you're feeling better too, ma'am. Hopefully so. I know we texted earlier today, and I love it when Kickapoo sends me videos and text, whatever. I mean, she's always letting me know something. And when she replies and texts or sends me videos, it's usually to something that I've done in a video that she noticed or whatever. But I really appreciate it. I really appreciate the interaction that I have with her and many other folks that I get to text back and forth with. It's just an awesome thing to be able to do, and I appreciate it.
Yeah, that's nice. I need to start giving out my cell phone numbers so I can be friends with your friends.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you don't want to go hashing it out to a lot of folks, but you know, there's certain folks, and you usually know who you may want to share with and keep up, because you can get some crazy stuff. And I was thinking of getting another line, which, I mean, we have a Google voice line here, which I've tried with taking those calls one time, but I think we really need to get, we had one time, but
Had one what?
another phone line. But I don't like paying all that extra bills, you know, and it's just, need to get something, probably get it, I don't know. I'll look into something, but yeah.
Another project.
Yeah. Another
project,
another
Susie
bill.
Jacobson.
Another bill.
Cottonwood Ranch, how's it going?
Mm-hmm. Howdy, Cottonwood. Gotta get a swig.
So I want to also give well, first of all, coming up after us is MT Homestead, and we are looking forward to watching your show. And then after that, Brian with the Vineyard Farmhouse will be coming on as well.
Guess who his guest is?
MT Homestead.
Yeah.
I saw that. That's going to be exciting.
Double duty tonight, MT Homestead.
That's awesome. But I wanted to thank
Howdy, Beth.
I wanted to thank last minute Monday, my radio show got anyway, we got it all together, and so my radio show from Joco Community Radio was broadcasted from my
the radio show live to
my personal Facebook channel. And I had of course Mike was on there, and Treasure Hunter was on there as well. Thank you, Treasure Hunter, for supporting me, and it was very last minute. And also Byron was on there. I think that was pretty much it.
Yeah.
But I so appreciate you guys coming on and commenting. That really, as you guys know, obviously shows support to the guests that were on there. It was actually a lady that was on there, and she was very entertaining.
She was
super sweet, and in fact, because of her demeanor, because of her interaction and engagement with the people that were logged in, my radio show producer is actually extending. Her name is Duchess DJ Love, and my radio show producer is extending an offer for her for Duchess DJ Love to come on and host her own show.
Mm-hmm.
So it's so cool. I mean, you never know when you meet somebody new, or you, like she was saying, when you interact with people, when you maybe go a different route, different grocery store. She was just all talking about mindset, a lot of things about traveling.
She was very upbeat too.
She has such a great energy and personality, and very uplifting and encouraging.
Mm-hmm.
And so she was talking about when I know for sure, but a lot of us are creatures of habit. And thank you, Beth. Thanks for coming on too. I appreciate you. Thank you, Treasure Hunter. And who else have we not said hi to?
Well, it's kind of rolling down.
Broke Cowgirl Homestead.
Hey, Broke Cowgirl.
Thanks for hopping in. Who else?
If we missed some, we were kind of stuck, but go ahead.
Were we? Okay.
Yeah, now we'll see it.
Dawn Ray B.
Howdy. But
anyway, she was talking about we are creatures of habit. I have to tell you that I am. When she was talking, I was thinking, oh my gosh, like, raise your hand. That's me. When she talked about eating the same kind of food, like if you go to a restaurant and you eat the same kind of food or order the same thing, if you go to the same grocery store, I work out. And so if you do a workout and you do the exact same workout, I actually go to the exact same treadmill. I'm so weird. I use the same treadmill and I do everything the same. And she said, if I go jogging outside, I take the exact same route. Oh my gosh, it's so bad. So, and I don't know if that has to do with my being an introvert or what, but you couldn't tell by having my own radio show, but I am a huge introvert. Like anyway. But she said, when you're walking, like, take instead of turning down one street, I know this sounds so simple, but maybe turn down another one. You never know who might need a smile, or who might be outside who needs you to say hello to them or have a conversation. Same thing with going into different grocery stores and shopping at different stores to maybe help someone that might be in need, someone that needs you there. So she just had she has a book, and it's called Traveltude. You can find it on Amazon. Her name is Duchess DJ Love. It's an amazing book. I have just ordered mine, but she shared a lot of it with me. And if you travel a bit, or if you're trying to figure out how to afford to travel, she has a lot of tips in there. And of course, that comes with sacrificing, saving money to go on a trip. But she's very great. Just really, really great. Wow, Brian, I didn't know you were an introvert.
Yeah, you wouldn't know it. But no, she does have a Facebook page as well. But she also talked about dealing and taking care of her mother, who has dementia.
Yes.
And not only she's gone the wayside of the normal treatment with medication, she kicked that out the door and says, no, I'm going to be involved with my mother, and I am going to learn what she needs, and I'm going to give her what she needs, and to keep her not only somewhat focused, but active. And she threw the traditional medication stuff out of the way and just interacted with her to keep her mind busy.
And she did say, cool. It was very cool. It is very cool. She did say, though, that the reason why they decided to, because some people need medication and some people don't. I'm on meds, but
dementia's hard to deal with.
Yeah, she was on some prescriptive medications, and it was making her mom super mean and angry. And she said her mom is not like that at all. So it wasn't doing her any good, right? So she decided to take her off and start doing, organic foods. What is that kind of, not just healthy living, but clean living, clean eating. And she does little exercises with her for her memory. And she actually takes her on vacations with her, which she said something that was to me was really profound. But it's quite difficult to take someone who has a memory disorder or dementia or Alzheimer's. But she said it's difficult to take her, but it is very rewarding, and it is, it does both of them good. Does her mom good and does her some good. So anyway, that was my first show. I think I'll be on this coming Monday with a guest on my channel, but who is it that I was asking to come on? Backroad Freedom. Yes, I need to get a hold of you because I need you to come on my show. It's weird that you think of yourself as an introvert, because that's crazy. I don't know. Let me go up. I missed some comments. Go ahead, babe.
And feel free to drop links, Elaine, moderators.
Yes,
like
please.
we're pretty, and share out anybody and everybody that you can. That's quite all right here.
Oh, but, JKS is here.
But and not only is she, she's got books out, but she's also, of course, got her Facebook page, Duchess DJ Love. But she's even probably going to, because I was like, girl, you need to have your own YouTube channel, because with her traveling and her experiences, that would probably make some good creator videos. And man, I could only imagine how that would probably blow up and go over. And so,
also,
she's
such
working
a great
on it.
Speaker, like she's just there's something about her that she could do great. Okay, but so we missed some comments. I'm going to go back up and try and catch some. Popped in and hit the like button. Dawn Ray B, thank you for doing that.
Thank you, Dawn Ray B.
Tamara Brown, absolutely positive, uplifting, inspiring. We need more of that. Yeah, most definitely. She was very inspirational, very sweet. Brian at Vineyard Farmhouse, he says he's an introvert. That's so funny.
Not Brian.
As am I. It's horrible. Like, I don't like people.
Yeah.
I don't like to walk into. Mike can walk into a room where he doesn't know anybody and can just start moving around the room. And for me, I think it's better for me not to, because I think sometimes people think I might be a snob or stuck up or whatever. And to be completely honest, even when we went to that last YouTube thingy,
Panko Fest.
Yeah, I'm awkward, and it's hard for me to connect with people. And so I felt a little awkward. I'm not going to lie. And like Mike was maneuvering around all the people, hey, what's up? And all that. And I was kind of like,
she hung
watching the dogs.
Yeah, she hung close to Terry and Mike.
Yeah, you guys are very like warm and welcoming, and I'm weird. But anyway, Mike and Terry say, do not take the same route every time you go for a run. That is dangerous. Thank you. That's what they call it now. I know.
Call what? It. Oh, okay.
Beth says, get out of your comfort zone. Life can get interesting. You never know how it can change your life. That's true. She said a lot of that as well.
Sure did. Of course, me, that's what I like. I'll usually like something different. And I ain't afraid to try nothing. But I do get set in routines, that's for sure. But I hate it sometimes when I get caught up in a routine.
Tamara says that she and her husband are both like that.
Huh.
It is not easy figuring out how to handle someone. Exactly. Everybody's different. It affects everybody. There's similarities, obviously, to be able to diagnose, but I'm sure that, everybody is different, and I'm sure it affects everybody differently. Your grandfather had it.
Oh man, my grandfather, my dad's dad had Alzheimer's, and he developed it quick, and it just basically deteriorated his mind in a matter of not even a year. It didn't seem like. I mean, he went downhill quick. And unfortunately, my dad's younger sister has developed it, and she has rapidly deteriorated as well in the past couple years. And it's just so sad. And because she was the youngest vibrant, one with it, beautiful, loved to sing, very vocal, very professional woman, talked.
Amazing personality.
And now she's just quiet and kind of looks into space and doesn't really know what's in it. It's very heartbreaking.
Yeah.
And of course, my dad, who turned 81 today, and if you're watching, Dad, happy birthday. But
happy birthday.
I have he doesn't have dementia or anything, and or Alzheimer's, thank God. But I can tell his memory is starting to decline a little, it seems like. But like I said, he's 81. He's still pretty sharp and all, but I wonder how far down the family tree that goes, because that's where I start to think, well, I hope I don't get it, but you never know. And maybe might have to be caring and taking care of him. She'll use a collar and a leash on me, probably.
Shock collar. I could put one on you now, I would. Tamara says that she believes in taking care of our elders. Absolutely. No care homes. Holistic, that's what it was. Holistic healing is what she was talking about.
Yeah.
Lori, is that Carp?
Hey, Lori Carp. Welcome in, ma'am.
Glad you're here. Who else? Treasure. I know. I bet her book is interesting as well. I really can't wait to
get your hands on it.
Stupid question. How do I contact y'all? I'll put our email addresses down here in the comments while Mike is.
Yeah.
I know some love.
Email is usually on my about page, but if Elaine's available, have at it, please, and post it up and contact us anytime. Anyone
I can
contact
post it. And
us.
Eileen, thank you for doing everything that you do.
Yes, ma'am.
We so appreciate you. The Loves in Wichita are a musical family. Just as I've gotten better, so not much introvert like before. I mean, I said I don't like people. I just don't like to go in a place where I don't know anybody.
Hi, Simply Jan. Thank you for coming.
Because I love people.
Oh yeah, love people. I've always said and can talk to fence posts. I'll make friends with fence posts.
Kickapoo says, the niece and nephew I raised are just like you two. Michael could go into a room full of people and come out with a bunch of friends. His sister goes in alone. Yes, that is so me. Oh my gosh. Yeah, goes in alone and comes out alone. Exactly.
I usually can't walk in nowhere without either somebody coming up and asking me that I look familiar or something. But it's just, which I'm the same towards anybody else. If they look like I could go talk to them, I'm going to go over there and talk to them. That's just how I am. But I do get a lot of people that walk, you look like somebody I know. And then, I mean, the whole spiel. But then it carries on, baby. We go in together shopping, baby just keeps on going.
I do.
And I have to come in and out through aisles to try to figure out where she was or is.
How embarrassing, but that's the truth.
Yeah.
I don't know what happens. There's just, Mike has this energy or whatever it is, as do I. And apparently his is a good energy, mine not so good, because we just walk past people and Michael say, how you doing, sir? How you doing, ma'am? Then all of a sudden they're having a conversation. And I'm like,
yeah.
And he has to come by me.
Especially when we go to church on Sundays. Usually,
yeah, I go straight to my seat.
She just makes a beeline straight inside to get our seats because I'm out there glad handing out front and just, catching up, talking to everybody. And I come breaking in there right as worship service starts and come sliding in. And baby's
I wonder what people think about that. Now that I think about that, like we do go into church and I just go straight to my seat. What a weirdo. And I love my church and I serve at my church and I have been at my church for over 20 years, 22, 23 years now. And straight to my seat. And then Mike's like, I'm like, I'm going to go sit down.
Mhm.
Okay, I need to get back to these comments. Backward Freedom. My grandma had that as well. It was sad for sure. She passed away in 2021. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Oh, my gosh.
I lost my grandpa in 82, I think, at 67. Yeah.
Beth, that's right. Walking into a room with strangers is easier. You can be crazy. Most of those people you'll probably never see again. Yeah, okay. I need to just.
And that's correct. That's pretty much about anything and everything. Even, I mean, unfortunately, even some of you folks on here, we see your name and pictures, and as much as I would love to meet and know every single one of you, I'm fortunate enough to have met most of the folks on here, but sometimes, it may not ever happen, but it's still good to have the acquaintance.
Well, I hope so.
Oh, Lord.
I mean, I feel like most of the people that have been your friends on your channel have been on here for a while. And I feel like once I could meet them,
yes.
then I think it would be easier to talk to people. But I think going to that, whatever it was,
Pine Cove.
Yeah, I mean, I knew no one.
That was her first one too. So
no, but I mean, I don't know.
I mean, but now that she's interacting and involved here, it may be different next time.
Yeah. Brian, Vineyard Farmhouse says, I can be extroverted at times. Putting yourself out there on lives and YouTube kind of forces you to be extroverted. It's exactly what I needed. Mm-hmm. It's true. Road Freedom. Happy birthday to your dad. Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah, thank you.
Everyone's saying happy birthday to your dad.
Yep.
That's so sweet.
My good old dad. And I get, let's see, next Wednesday, I'll be taking him to a doctor's appointment. There's Sonny.
Hi, Tristan.
Yeah, country. That's my sonny right there, Tristan.
Yes. Pray for my son, Tristan. He's just going through a bunch of crap lately.
Hey, there's Corey and Cynthia Davis. Welcome in, folks. Hope y'all are doing well.
We're going to have to put some earplugs on those fence posts. Hold on, country.
Oh, no. I got to have a place to lean out there and somebody to talk to sometimes. Maybe you'll look out the back porch and see me just sitting out there leaned up on the fence post.
Having a conversation.
What in the world is he doing out there? Been out there 20 minutes and hadn't moved.
Hadn't done anything. Not done any kind of work. He's so busy having a conversation with the fence post.
And that might not be too good of a sign, because I think that's something along the lines of with Alzheimer's and stuff. Might have to take the mirrors out of the house, babe.
It's not going to happen. Gary Team Casho, Australia says, I did my nurse's training in a locked seminar facility. Oof. My hat goes off to those that look after family members at home 24/7. That is so true, Gary, because my best friend's father had dementia, and during COVID, he was in a memory care facility, and they did, obviously a ton of research, and it was the best fit. But when COVID happened and she could only see him on the other side of a window, she was done. She removed, for everybody that experienced that, it's so sad. Or anybody that lost anybody that lost sad. Their lives alone. It breaks my heart. I can hardly talk about it. But anyway, she brought him home, and he was home for maybe 6 months. And she said it was, and she wanted him home. I don't want to say anything negative, but it's exhausting, and it is very difficult. So. Yeah.
And unfortunately, my grandfather, he had to go to a home during that time, because he literally could not really feed himself. And then he would take off on walks too, or I say walks. He would just take off and say he's going somewhere. In his mind, he was back in the 40s and 30s, and he's like, I got to walk over there, over that hill to somewhere in Oklahoma where he thought he was, to go 10 to the South 40, and there wasn't no bringing him back, because he was a pretty good sized man and just as stout as an ox. But and then like I was saying, and I kid, but it wasn't funny at all.
Yeah.
Literally had to remove the mirrors from the house because he would get in front of a mirror and see himself, and sometimes it would turn violent. I mean, physical with a mirror.
That's so sad.
And yeah.
Sorry, I'm going back up and checking some of these comments. Eileen says, you would think that I would be the more extroverted of the two of us, but it is Piggy who will talk to anyone and everyone.
Oh,
wow,
yeah, I know Piggy would.
Yeah, that's crazy. Piggy says, I like being mostly alone. Flip side, I did a few weeks selling life insurance. Only missed one sale during that time, if that tells you anything. Gary says he always told his parents, if they get it, I'm not looking after them. They're going in.
Uh-oh.
Oh my goodness, that is just hilarious. Terry with Empty Homestead says, my mic doesn't know a stranger. I'm more of an introverted extrovert. I like being by myself, but I can talk to a group of people, and then I need to be alone again for a while. Yeah, exactly. I get that. Simply Jan says she doesn't think she's ever met a stranger. That's you, Mike.
Yeah, that's me.
Hey, there's Pure Okie.
Hey, JB.
Let's trade paint. How's it going?
Hey, sir. Welcome in. Welcome in.
We've been going kind of.
Yeah, we have. Of course, we're on the live StreamYard, and the chats usually stay wherever we stopped. And she's scrolling down the list now to see what we missed. I don't know how. Looks like we're a pretty good ways up too, but
we loved going to see you at your hometown, Pretty and Pooch. Y'all need to come back, Treasure Hunter. Come back.
Yes,
and visit.
That was cool when we got to meet up with Beth and Neil.
That was very cool.
They came into town, and we met them at a barbecue place down here in Burleson, and got to have dinner and hang out a while. So
fun.
And speaking of that, I've had more than a couple just recent where I've been on some other live chats talking, and there's several people in the Texas area and some that are local. But we've all made mention of having a YouTube meetup. So that might be something in the works. Something, maybe not a big shindig, but a YouTube meetup, meet and greet, hang out for a while. Even I know Byron with 12 Stones has mentioned that a couple times, but we may have to figure something like that out and have that. I know MT and them are talking about a YouTube meetup sometime in the spring, maybe up there at 10 Killer. I'm not sure, but I know there's been a little talk about it. But anytime you can meet up with fellow folks off of YouTube, so you can just get together and carry on conversations and meet personally, so we know who the person is on the other end. That's awesome. And I would love that.
And I mean, even if it wasn't, everybody is.
Well, yeah.
To meet some,
I mean, because all of us can't get everywhere,
right?
Because there's some up in other parts of everywhere that I'd like to go, but I know I can't get over there. So,
Backroad Freedom. I lost my grandpa in September of 2021. My goodness. He had cancer, and a lady that was coming in to watch him caught the COVID and gave it to him. That's what finished him off. Oh my gosh.
Man. Sorry.
Yes. Oh.
Such a bad deal, that stuff.
I'm so sorry. Oh my gosh.
When the immune system gets weak, and that's
John Wiggs.
Hey, John Wiggs. You must be busy a lot lately.
Yeah.
I seem to be missing you a lot in some of the spots that I usually see you in.
Yeah, what are you doing?
Yeah,
he said he just popped in to give us a thumbs up. He's probably gone.
He's up to something.
He is. We got to find out what's going on.
But I forgot my last comment before I saw good old John Wiggs. But yeah, I think
we were talking about how COVID had taken.
Yes, and that just seems to, for folks that already have a weakened immune system, and especially elderly, I was scared to death to go around my family because I worked in the hospitals, and to get off work and to go home and see them, or would want to go see them, I couldn't, because I just couldn't take that chance on and getting them sick. And my dad went through a pretty good round of kidney stones in and out of the hospital, which he's battled with them all of his life. But boy, 2 years ago, that was a rough year, and I think he went in for surgery surgical procedures 3 times to take out rocks. And I'm literally rocks. I have never seen so many kidney stones bunched up, tied up, and is what he had. It's like he'd get the procedure done, and then a week or two or month or so later, he'd have to go in for more. And they would just like gravel. And I was like, I've had a kidney stone, nothing like what he's had. And knock on wood, I don't have another one because they aren't no fun at all. There's John Wiggs again. Or is that from way back when?
Yeah.
Old Man King Homestead. Howdy, sir. Good to see you in here too. But man, hopefully I'll be able to get another video between now and the weekend again, because I kind of like being able to post some stuff, but most likely it'll be me working in the sweatshop. I know a lot of folks like to see that stuff, but actually, I already record while we're at the show this coming weekend. That might be kind of cool for folks to see. You can see me in action, glad handing with all kinds of people. I'll just carry it, I'll mount it on my head there, and you might see a bunch of with folks glad handing. Yep, for sure.
You're right, Gary. It's true. For anyone who does look after someone, don't feel bad if at times you need to use a facility, even if it's just for like respite nights. You need to look after yourself at the same time. That is so true. That is so important. I mean, it's definitely.
Yeah, and speaking, just this past week, Elaine was helping out with looking after one of her family members, and and that people are going to do it with the kindest of hearts, but boy, it could take a toll on you.
Yeah,
especially removing yourself from your own surroundings, your own home, and actually having to tend and almost, you hate to say babysit, but when it's your elderly.
And it's difficult, but it's also such an honor.
Oh, yes.
I believe it's such a privilege to be able to do that if you're able to do that. John Wiggs says, I'm just like COVID. As soon as you think I'm gone, I pop back up. Twisted Art Lady is in the house.
Welcome.
Parasites cause a lot of things that are misdiagnosed.
Boy, and I don't know what to expect.
Tiny Farm Nuggets is here.
Welcome in. I don't know what to expect with this upcoming flu season. And then here we are with kids battling with RSV, and RSVP. Let me reserve my spot, but it's just crazy. And then now they're already talking about some sort of vaccine for RSV, and there's going to be a vaccine for everything here for long, but at least they ought to come up with a vaccine that actually cures something.
Yeah. Piggy said that you're going to want to see his video tomorrow.
All right.
Backroad Freedom says, y'all let me know when y'all are thinking of a meetup. I have family in the Dallas area. It would be better after December. My vacation days renew. LOL.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I think after the new year, that would be a good time for us to all kind of meet up and hang out if everybody can.
Mm-hmm. So. Of course, we ain't afraid to travel north a little bit.
That's
either.
True. We're not. And Eileen says that she stayed with Piggy's aunt, and yes, it was basically babysitting.
Mm-hmm. But thank God Elaine was there and able to do that.
Yes.
And I am so grateful that my parents are able to basically still take care of themselves. And thank goodness my dad and Walita is able to care for him. My mom is widowed, but she's still somewhat able. Well, she still cares for herself. But I keep a close eye on that stuff and know if Pooch needs to step in and take care of matters for them or business, that I'll do that. And they know that I will. So.
What else going on? Backroad Freedom, no vaccine for me. Yeah, I think myself and my daughter are the only ones in our entire family that did not get the vaccine. We just chose not for COVID. We just, for our personal reasons, chose not to. And I won't.
I got them kind of sort of because I had to. Well, I didn't have to, but I, again, work in the medical facilities, but I'm done with them. I won't be getting any more. I'll get the flu shot, but I won't be getting any more so-called COVID vaccines.
Yeah. I just, for my own personal reason, I just, when I was watching and listening to everything before it started becoming like you had to, if you worked in hospitals and all that stuff, started watching and listening. And then there was one news report on it, and people were lined up. To me, it looked like people were lined up like cattle. Just one person right after there with their sleeves rolled up, and I thought, oh hell no, I'm not doing that.
And we're talking
from minutes. But you do you, Booze. I mean, I'm happy for you if you got it, and I'm glad Babe got his. And like, I don't. There's no judgment here, just like my radio show. Like, if you got it,
that's
good.
me.
And if you didn't, that's good too.
Yeah, we got a knockdown drag out over her not getting it.
We did not. Just like we voted differently.
Yeah.
We do a lot of things. We're
our
two very different people. Yeah. And so, but yeah.
And if y'all hear, I know y'all probably hear me a lot speaking that I work in healthcare and hospitals, and here we are talking about dementia and COVID and all that. If you folks really want to know about Pooch, I'm really Dr. Pooch. I'm a brain surgeon. So that way, just wanted to clear that up.
Tiny Farm Nugget says,
I'm not.
Can they come up with one that cures stupid politicians? I wish.
No lie. That's jacked up for sure.
Brian says he wants to come if we all get a little get together.
Bring Papa.
Backroad Freedom. I'm in northern San Antonio area. Hey,
Hey, we love coming down that way.
Yeah, that's a nice little area.
We get down there to Fredericksburg and Kerrville and Bandora, and we love it down in the hill country.
John Wiggs says we're all going to be rich when I win the Powerball tonight. Oh, awesome!
Heck yeah!
Don't forget about us who honk the horns at you.
Yeah.
What else? No more flu shots for me.
No, I'll do the flu shots,
I don't do flu shots.
I'm not doing the other ones. What's Elaine got there?
She says Piggy's aunt has dementia and other health problems. She regresses back to the mentality of a young child, a teenager, and a young adult. She's in her late 60s, and it is a sad thing. It is.
And what's sad is when you know that you can't do anything to help or help them other than be there and keep them safe.
Tamara, I will not comply. Yeah, that's me. I don't know.
And my brother works in senior living facilities, and of course, real big, nice facilities, assisted memory care, condos for independent living and all. And I don't think I could do that because I personally know I would get attached to the people. And then you carry on, you develop a relationship with the people. And, unfortunately, the next thing is, they pass or they're gone. And I know that I could not deal with that on a regular basis.
And Tiny Farm Nuggets, I totally agree. But I will reiterate that if you've got the COVID vaccine, that's awesome. Like, I think everybody has, most people, or do we have the choice to do anything we want? Anyway, we have the choice. We had the choice to get the COVID vaccine. I believe some people with some jobs, you had to, but yeah, if you got it, awesome. And if not, that's cool too. But I will say that I agree with you. Tiny Farm Nuggets says, knowing that they didn't test it the way all vaccines were to be tested, I was not about to do it. Yeah. Same.
And that's the thing now. I think they've kind of slacked off that. I mean, it was pretty scary, but I think they've slacked way off of the mandatory side of it. I know it's eased up a lot within the hospital, or even the mask wearing. They even tried keeping the mask mandate going even after it was lifted, but there was so much backlash amongst people and employees that I don't want to say they gave up, but yeah, which is a different thing for me because I didn't wear that mask. I didn't wear that mask from the get-go. And I was just like, I'm not going to wear it. I mean, I got the shot and everything else. I did my best to avoid the areas where I knew contamination and contagious was rampant, but I either stayed in my office or stayed at home, because we were told to stay out of there. Don't go inside unless you definitely needed to be in there. But get in there and do what you got to do and get out. So I was fortunate enough to be in that scenario.
And also when you had COVID recently.
Yeah. And I did get COVID.
Yeah. He didn't stay isolated. He came out and spread that shit all over the place. Like he was in his chair. I was on the couch, pardon my French. And I was like, are you not gonna go stay in the room and stay isolated? And he was like, nope. Laid on the couch and just was all over. And then I got it. And then I got it, but it wasn't that long. Old Man King Homestead says there will never be a vaccine for stupidity. And I'm not talking about anyone in our YouTube community, it's just in general.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
You're correct. I thought you were a proctologist, Pooch.
Yeah.
Petite right. Jean River Homestead. That is the truth. Our government hates us. Do you really think they want to save us? Probably not. Back road freedom. Luckily, I wasn't forced to get the vaccine where I work now. Where I worked before, I heard they forced people to get it. Man, that's rough. Mm-hmm. They don't care about us unless we don't get their whatever's to them on time. That's true. And
I appreciate all points of view and comments. So
yes,
I don't pick sides or nothing.
Yeah, we don't.
Everybody's got their own sides, opinions.
We would have been divorced.
Yeah,
because we are so opposite. But it's all good.
Yeah.
Brian says, I don't need to do the flu shots anymore. Besides, I always lose weight when I get sick, which is almost never.
That's what I say, because I don't, that was the first time I had been sick. And I'll admit to me being sick. I didn't feel worth a crap, man.
Don Ray says that I was forced to get jabbed if I wanted to keep my job. Unreal. Yeah, that's what I really didn't like about that, is that there were a lot of people that lost their jobs. I mean, a lot of people lost their jobs, unfortunately, in businesses anyway, with all the COVID shutdowns, but lost their jobs from not complying with their wanting to get that vaccine.
And who knows, even now, the job market, depending on the industry, is not that safe. I mean, we're in a world of hurt economically right now. And I think we got the worst is yet to come, is what I think. It kind of sucks.
Kickapoo Crafty, you're also happy for them that they are no longer suffering.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that's true. Backroad Freedom. I bought 5 Powerball tickets yesterday. The last time I bought a Powerball ticket was a few years ago when it hit $1 billion. Good. Well, we know we have 2 chances. If John wins,
I may have to run down and buy this one.
Glad the people who wanted it could get it. I didn't want it, and I should not have been forced. That's true.
Yeah.
COVID is a parasite. It's out.
And my poor hands are so dry and raw most of the time because I wash so often with antibiotic and hand cleaner. And even if I wear gloves, latex gloves, or even when I do wear latex gloves, I pull them off. I still wash my hands.
Evelyn Newman is in the house.
Well, howdy, Miss Newman.
Mm-hmm. She says she finally caught one of our lives, and even though she's late, that's okay.
That's quite all right. I'm happy you're here.
She said she was out in the field pulling watermelons.
Ooh, yeah, nice. Watermelons. Getting them last ones while you can.
Mm-hmm. Yummy. I'm medically exempt from wearing a mask.
I'm exempt myself. Yeah, because, I mean,
medically exempt.
They literally really pushed wearing the mask around, and I was just like, ain't wearing that
Tiny
mask.
Farm Nugget says, Brett and I got it in February of 2020, so we decided we were exempt. LOL. That's my story.
Only time I would wear it is if I was in or near a person that was affected by it.
You know what? So Tiny Farm Nugget says I had a doctor tell her not to get it, no matter what the threat. You know what? My doctor said the same thing, because I asked my doctor. I said, "Hey, can I ask you a question? Did you get the vaccine? And your doctor and whatnot?" And she said, "Absolutely not, and I'm not going to get it." So, and I asked her, "Then do you think I should?" And she said, "Well, off the record." She said, "Off the record, I would not get it if I were you, but on the record, if you feel like you need to get it, then you should get it, and I can give it to you." So. Brian says, "Remember, I'm your friend at Back Road Freedom with that Powerball." That's true.
Boy, that would be that $1 billion. You're getting half of it if you take the cash option.
He says, when it comes to the Powerball, I have many friends. That's right. We're besties now. I'm just kidding. Evelyn says, "I was wearing a mask every winter 5 years before COVID started. I have 4 autoimmune disorders and can't take a chance, can't take the shot. So a mask it is." Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, and of course there are cases that you need and should wear a mask.
Absolutely. And I do wear a mask every now and
she
then.
does sometimes when we go into somewhere.
Yeah. Yep. She was told on the record that she should not.
Yeah, that was, but I think all that's past us now. They're pushing the updated boosters and crap, and I've been boosted enough and I'm done with it. So I'm not even going to worry about any more of it. If I get sick, I get sick, and I'll come home and let baby nurse me and kind of hang around and see what she's doing.
I'm not a nurse.
Well,
I'd take care of you.
Yeah, she does.
Eileen says, "I was supposed to wear a mask when I went through chemo and radiation, but I didn't." Yeah, it's tough sometimes, but like I said, to each their own. And
yeah, and that's one thing I'm worried about for me is developing and getting cancer. I don't know why. I've had the skin cancer already, and I've probably got it as well now. And that's what I'm taking my dad to the doctor for, to a dermatologist. And he has had so much different spots cut off of him, and I've got them on myself. But after the past of me going, all they want to do is get that little air bottle out and then freeze that stuff off of you. And I just don't want to deal with it. Granted, I probably should, because I know it'll spread and get into the bloodstream and travel wherever. But I waited in the waiting room while he went back there and talked to the doctor, because I didn't want to be seen, because they'd have seen me and was like, "Oh, you need that looked at right there." And I just,
hey, look, we're guaranteed 2 million. I'm
yeah,
excited. Let's go.
Boy, howdy. But yes, definitely don't want to get the C of any sort. And this, by golly, I don't know if y'all been paying attention to the current situations going on over there in the West Coast and over in the Asia Pacific, but who knows what this is going to lead us off into. Got a war out on the East or in the West, and going to be one in the East here for long, probably. Talking about economy. I don't know what's about to happen, but it sure don't look pretty. That's for sure.
Gary says, "You win Powerball or the lottery, you'll find those lost family tree gaps real quick, I'm sure." Tamara says, she has 2 sisters who had them. They've got heart problems now. Yeah, and that was one of the main things. And honestly, I think that's one of the things that I had really heard after that. And I was so glad that I didn't, because not that I have a heart disease. I mean, I don't think that I do, but my dad and his side of the family drink the water Tisha's drinking. Yeah. Because my dad and everybody in his side of the family all died of heart disease or massive heart attacks. And so I thought, oh, I'm not.
Well, that even made me think of recent events for myself with high blood pressure and some heart issues going on. I wonder if that had anything to do with any of it, me getting the shots. Never know. And I'm still taking that medication and all, but golly. But folks, if y'all haven't checked out, I know Pretty Pooch post some of the stuff that we've been producing for the show and all. And she's had a lot of folks want it outside of that already, huh? Some of the sweat tops.
I have a white Christmas sweat top. It's got a really cool, like, old Volkswagen van on there or something with some lights on it. And it says, "Get in, losers. We're going to go look at Christmas lights." That's my favorite.
But we've, as of late, have started to focus a little more on the website and some of the products that in that web, or she has. She's the one dealing and doing all that. But, you know, go to the Facebook pages, check our Facebook pages out. Of course, our personal and groups and full-blown country page, whatever.
Good night, Tamara.
And check some of that stuff out. And if anybody's ever interested in anything or any of it, hit us up and let us know, because we'd be glad to try to help you guys out with
absolutely
custom shirts, designs, whatever. You know, that's kind of like what we do, and we'd love to do custom work for individuals as well.
Brandon is going to get us in some deep stank. November's going to get a little tighter.
Yes.
I don't want to talk about it. I don't. But you go
that's
ahead.
exactly.
Anyway. Yeah.
But I know we're getting wrapped up close to the end of our live tonight, and y'all do the same, Corey and Cynthia.
And don't forget, MT Homestead is on next, and then we get to watch Brian and MT Homestead on the Vineyard Farmhouse as they are his guests. So we're excited to see that and chime in.
And Pretty and Pooch will probably be listening more than watching, because
we got shirts.
We got to get out. We're going to be full blown getting after it in here, but we'll have the video on and the audio. So we'll definitely be listening and watching. And so we look forward to it. And then after MT Homestead, they're going to mosey on over to the Vineyard Farmhouse with Brian.
Yee-hoo.
So get ready for that one too. Wrap up the night on Framily night, Wednesdays.
Absolutely. And thank you everyone for joining us and for all the comments. And
love it.
That really helps for some different opinions and interpretations and sort of where your point of view. So I love that. We welcome all the different stuff. Looks like Treasure Hunter says they need a logo. Pooch.
Okie dokie.
We'll see you there.
Give me an idea and I'll see what I can do.
Good night, everybody.
Yep.
If you
Good
guys
night,
need
everyone.
anything, just holler at us. We love y'all.
And go see No Judgment here with Tish Ross on her channel. Subscribe so you can catch all
Monday
her
night
shows.
At 7 p.m. Central Standard. I'm glad you were here too, Petite Jean River Homestead.
Yes, thank you.
Good night, everybody. We'll see y'all later.
Y'all have a good night. See y'all again soon.